You do not quit new skills because you are lazy. You quit because the first 2 weeks lie to you. At the beginning, everything feels possible. You buy the equipment, you watch tutorials, you imagine yourself speaking the language, playing the instrument, building the business, or finally becoming the person who finishes things. Then something changes. The excitement disappears. Progress slows down, and the skill suddenly feels much harder than it did 7 days ago. That moment is not proof that you cannot learn. It is the exact moment learning actually begins. During the first few days, your brain is rewarded by novelty. Every lesson feels important because everything is new. You learn 5 words in another language, and it feels like progress. You play one clean chord, and you feel like a musician. You finish your first workout, and you picture a completely different body. But novelty is like the bright packaging around a product. It gets you to open the box. It does not help you use what is inside. After about 2 weeks, the packaging is gone. Now you are left with repetition, the same basic movements, the same mistakes, the same uncomfortable feeling of being bad at something. And this is where the first trap appears. You expected motivation to carry you, but motivation was only the starting gun. It was never the engine. Think about the last skill you abandoned. Did you truly stop caring about the result? Or did you stop enjoying the feeling of being a beginner? Those are not the same thing. Most people love the idea of becoming skilled. They just hate the period where their effort is high and their ability is still low. It feels unfair. You practice for an hour, but you still sound terrible. You study every evening, but you still forget simple information. You repeat the movement, but your body still gets it wrong. It is like pushing a broken elevator button. You keep pressing it because you expect immediate movement. When nothing happens, you assume the elevator does not work. But learning is usually happening behind the doors. Your brain is building connections you cannot see yet. Your hands are becoming slightly more accurate. Your memory is organizing information. The progress is real. It is just too small to feel exciting. And invisible progress is difficult to trust. This creates the second trap. You compare your private struggle to someone else's finished performance. You watch a person play effortlessly. You hear someone speak fluently. You see an artist create something in minutes. You see the result. You do not see the hundreds of boring sessions that produced it. It is like entering a movie during the final scene and becoming angry because your own story is still at the beginning. I have done this too. I have started things with complete confidence, missed a few days, and quietly decided the skill was probably not right for me. That explanation felt intelligent. It protected my ego. The truth was less comfortable. I did not discover that the skill was wrong for me. I reached the part where I was no longer instantly rewarded. So how do you survive that part? Not by becoming more motivated, by making quitting harder than continuing. Your practice session should be so small that your brain cannot build a convincing excuse. 10 minutes, 1 page, 5 new words, 1 basic exercise. That sounds almost useless, but small practice has one enormous advantage. You can repeat it. A person who practices for 10 minutes every day will usually outlast the person who practices for 3 hours once, disappears for a week, then starts again. Learning is more like watering a plant than filling a bucket. You cannot pour 30 days of water onto it in one night and expect faster growth. The plant needs a little water, again and again. Your brain works the same way. You also need proof that you are improving, not a vague feeling. Proof. Record your first attempt. Save your first drawing. Write down your first score. Speak into your phone on day 1. Then compare it with day 14. Because when you only look forward, the distance feels enormous. When you look backward, progress becomes visible. And once progress becomes visible, repetition stops feeling pointless. There is one final reason you quit. You make the skill part of a fantasy before it becomes part of your routine. You imagine the applause, the confidence, the money, the finished result. But you never decide exactly when the practice happens. A skill without a time and place is only a wish. Learn guitar is a wish. Practice at 7 o'clock for 10 minutes after dinner is a system. Learn English is a wish. Review 5 words while drinking my morning coffee is a system. The goal gives you direction. The system carries you when excitement disappears. And excitement will disappear. That is not failure. That is the test. The first 2 weeks show you what the skill could give you. The weeks after that reveal whether you are willing to become the person who earns it. So when the new skill starts feeling boring, slow, and strangely difficult, do not treat that feeling as an exit sign. Treat it as a doorway. You are not losing motivation. You are leaving the fantasy and entering the real process. That is where most people quit. And that is exactly why continuing works.